How often do these celebrities have facial surgery to have nose jobs, jawline jobs, and so forth? And given how many of them probably do have these things done to them, how reliable are these so-called transvestigations in EGI? We're going to take a look at these questions and so much more in this short video. I hope to keep this one short. We'll see how we go. We'll also take a look on this topic at something I posted on the relevant channel in the John the Bond Discord server as well. Not that I'm here to say that anybody who's into the EGI stuff is wrong, so please, if you're into that stuff, please relax for a second. And if you're one of the people who thinks the EGI stuff is way overboard or whatever, I want you to relax as well. We're just going to take a look at some of the evidence and see what it leads to. Before we get to any of that though, I will let you know that the latest Conspiracy No Poll review is now available both in video format and in MP3 format. In that particular presentation, we looked at the advertisements that are on telescreens all over the Western world, trying to get people to come and join the armed forces, and what kinds of messages they're sending. You might be thinking, oh, well, it's the military, they're going to say whatever they have to get people to join. Yeah, I'm with you on that. This is a little bit different though. I found a few advertisements that suggest that maybe there's something different coming down the pipeline. So I took a look at those advertisements, and then I went through some of the other research that I'd done and read the comments and all the rest of the things I usually do for those Conspiracy No Poll reviews. And just on that, all of these are available as MP3s. So they're done originally as videos, live streams on YouTube, but I then take the time to convert all of them into MP3s with all the dead air cut out and all of the audio balanced. So the MP3 is actually a better audio product than the original live stream. Not that there's anything wrong with a live stream, but I can't do anything in post on a live stream, can I? But what I can do is then take that live stream, convert it to MP3, do some work on it, make it sound better. So all of those episodes are available through a link in the info box below. It's to the John the Bond Podbean account. And you can access all of these also through things like Spotify and other podcast apps. All of the JLB podcasts are there. All the JLB Podbean podcasts are available right now. Go and check them out. And of course, our next No Poll episode is coming up tomorrow. And what topic are we going to talk about? Well, I've been looking through the candidates of the different topics, and at the moment, these are the three leading topics for tomorrow's chat. Has anybody changed their mind yet about the things that we try not to speak about here? Some online conspiracy forums are honeypot. Very interesting topic. That one has lots of comments too, 40 comments already and counting. And then the disappearance, I should say, of these planes. What is going on with these planes that disappear? Are they really disappearing? If they are there top secret experts on these planes who are being disappeared because they know too much? What do you think about these things? Well, one of these topics I think is most likely to be our topic for tomorrow's No Poll live stream, which is from 4 p.m. US time. No, you guys have already gone ahead with your clocks, haven't you? So it's from 5 p.m. US time, that's the East Coast, which is about 8 o'clock in Australia, because you guys haven't left daylight savings yet. And where I live, we haven't started that. It's very confusing, isn't it? But I think from 5 p.m. Tuesday afternoon, America time US, US time, New York time I should say, and then 8 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday morning for Australia, that live stream will go ahead. But if you miss it, don't worry. It's available on delay, both in video and audio format. Okay. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's get back to this Angelina Jolie thing. Now, I don't know if this photo is real. I don't know if this photo is a real photo. I don't know if either of them are real. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, that both of these photos are legitimate. As you can see on your screen there, her jawline has changed quite a fair bit, hasn't it? It looks like she has grown a masculine jawline. Now, obviously these photos are very different. In one of them, she's been all done up. In the other one, she hasn't. One of them probably has some filters applied. The other one looks a bit more normal. One of them is from her later in life. One is from her younger in life, obviously. But with all that being said, let's just say that her facial structure has changed due to some kind of jawline implant or some kind of surgery around that area. Here's why I find this interesting. And I want to say from the outset, if somebody decides to get plastic surgery, in my earlier days, I thought plastic surgery was stupid. I was against it. And I even remember one girl who I knew for a while there, she was telling me that she was thinking of getting a boob job. And I was like, I said to her, I think that's a bad idea, you know. We're going back to my very early adulthood here. I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. And, yeah. Whereas now, if I was seeing a lady and she said to me that she was thinking of getting a boob job, depending on, there's a whole bunch of factors here. I'm just thinking through this hypothetically. If I felt as though she had a serious problem, a serious insecurity about her boob size, or about her nose, or if I knew some guy who was thinking of getting a hair transplant, or a jaw implant, or whatever, whereas the me of 10 years ago would be like, well, that's stupid, you should never do anything like that to your body, you should love your body for what it is, blah, blah, blah. These days I'm like, well, that's still my first instinct. However, from what I can gather, some people, once they get a nose job or a jawline implant or a hair transplant or whatever it is, a boob job, some people do seem to actually be happier afterward. I've looked into the stats for this, and a lot of people are not any happier, which is what I already knew 10 years ago. But some people actually are happier changing their body like that, and it's very easy to judge them. It's easy to sit there and say, oh, you shouldn't do that, blah, 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 but some people are seriously insecure about their boobs or their nose or their jaws or their hair, or, some people I've heard of getting leg extensions to make them taller. That one I've looked into a little bit, but I'm not sure just how common it is or how often there are complications. That one I'm not so sure about, but even becoming taller, some dudes are seriously insecure about their height. So if they could add a couple of inches to their height, I'm not saying I'm for it. I'm just saying 10 years ago I would have said, no, it's just a bad idea. You shouldn't mess with your body like that. Whereas now I'm like, well, obviously there are risks involved in some of these procedures or whatever, but maybe some people will actually be happier if they can solve that one particular thing. And so anyway, I'm not judging Angelina Jolie or any of these celebrities for getting the work done. That's not what this is about. What this is about is the problems that this will present, these kinds of changes, for those people who are interested in EGI, elite gender inversion, or what some people call transvestigations. Because I believe that for a lot of people, they look for certain markers when they're doing these analyses, and obviously for women, one of them is the jawline. Generally, you would expect these strong jawlines from men. That's an F1, that's a David Coulthard style jawline there, isn't it? Goodness gracious me. Whereas this is a more, you might say, normal looking jawline, a more feminine jawline. She still had a big chin back, slightly bigger chin than maybe is normal for a girl back then, but overall, a fairly feminine, I would think, facial structure. This, the bottom half, much more masculine. Obviously the big lips is more of a feminine thing, but you get what I'm trying to say here. So I did not know until today just how common these jawline implants are. I knew that they were a thing, or at least I knew that the chin implants were a thing, but I didn't realize how popular these celebrity jawline changes are, to the point where even apparently some celebrities get these things done even after they've established themselves in their fields. So let's take a look at some examples. I posted this on the Transvestigation House channel on the John the Bond Discord server. I wrote that until today I did not know how common jaw injections are among celebrities. It all makes sense, just not something I'd ever thought about or looked into before. I wonder if this makes some of the transvestigation red flags more like false flags. Some are blatantly obvious, I write, because the actor had it done after they got famous, and then they went overboard. So this is Zac Efron. I only learnt about this today, and I was reading some article on maybe the Daily Mail or one of those kinds of... What was that? It's that English one that has all of the celebrity gossip on the right-hand side. Is that Daily Mail? I think it is, yeah. And so, as I was reading one article about something, which I found through Reddit, about something totally different, I saw this thing about Zac Efron's jawline, or someone's jaw. Whose jaw was it, actually? Might not have been Zac's. It might have been someone else's. But then that led to me finding out about this Zac guy. So this is apparently a relatively new change that he's made. But this is the Zac Efron that most of us know. I don't know if I've seen any films that he's in. I know that he was in Baywatch because that came up in one of the websites that I looked to find out about this jawline thing. So I know he was in Baywatch. I honestly don't know another film that he's in. I might have seen him in a film, but I don't remember him. But anyhow, I've at least heard of him. I'm sure you've heard of him as well. So that's him. Very handsome young fella back then. Here, he still has what you might call traditionally good looks, or, widely accepted good looks for a man. He's not, I would not say he's a bad looking dude, but he looks weird to me. He looks like he's had a massive old chin implant there, doesn't he? Could just be some optical illusion, could be some trick of photography, could be a bad angle. Maybe he accidentally ate a bee on both sides of his face and he got a swollen jawline. I mean, who knows? But a lot of people on the internet speculate that he has in fact had a jawline procedure of some kind done, like a jawline implants or something. And the speculation online is that, he did it because he was tired of getting boyish roles in films, so he wanted to look more manly, and this is how he did it. I don't know about any of that. All I know is that, as we saw with Angelina Jolie before, it's apparently not just the men who are doing this. Let's go back. Now, I don't know Angelina Jolie. I don't know if these photos are real. Blah, blah, all of those caveats out of the way. But let's just say that some women do get these jawline implants done as well. Isn't this a big problem for the EGI people and the transvestigation people? You tell me in the comment section below. Again, I'm not anti-EGI transvestigation. I know it's a hot topic right now. I know that at fakeologist.com, it has taken over so much that the word on the street is they should just change their name to transvestigationologist.com, because it'd be a more accurate reflection of what they talk about over there. That's how big a topic this is at fakeologist.com, and a lot of people are really into this. Fair enough. And I know that the facial markers are not the only markers. People also look at things like the gait. They also look at things like the shoulder width, relative to the head, the shoulder width relative to the hips. They look at the angles of the arms and the legs and all that stuff. I've heard it all before. I get it. But you get my point. Something like this. Doesn't this basically throw out the jawline as any kind of element of analysis? You tell me in the comment section below. Please don't get mad at me, folks. There's no point getting mad at me. This is YouTube, not Reddit. So even if you downvote me, it doesn't really make a difference to anything. So if you disagree with me, just tell me why in the comment section below. I'm all ears. I'm happy to hear about it. Seriously. So that's what I wanted to say about all of that. And, oh no it isn't, because I also wanted to take a look at this guy. Chris Hemsworth. Now, can we zoom in? Let's zoom in here, folks. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Let's take a look at this, folks. Come on. Now, Chris Hemsworth, I don't know if he's had work done, but some people on the internet speculate that he has. You can see here, I mean, he's a good-looking guy with a good jawline and chin anyway, before. To the point where you'd wonder why he'd bother. But it does kind of look on this photo like maybe he's had something done. I do notice, however, that his mouth is open in one and it's closed in the other. So this could be almost like, for want of a better term, an optical illusion or something like that. It could be, I don't know. But his jawline does look very different here to in this photo. It does. And it looks like the bottom third of his face is much bigger than in the original photo, in the earlier photo. Do you see what I mean? You know that rule of thirds, like third. Now his bottom third, I mean, it could just be, like I said, the angle. Same with this one. This is meant to be him when he's younger. This is him post-op, supposedly. It says lower angle here. Again, slightly different angle. Maybe it's not an implant. I don't know for sure, but it does look like he's had something done. I don't know. I can see why people speculate about this. Then again, it could just be tricks of the photography or whatever. So apparently quite a lot of celebrities do get this kind of work done, whether Chris Hemsworth is one of them or not. This is apparently a pretty regular thing. So again, we come back to my earlier question. Can you really use this as part of your analysis? So that's what I wanted to talk about. Remember, those links in the info box below. Go and check out the latest Conspiracy No Poll review. We're doing another one tomorrow from 5 p.m. US Eastern Time. That's 8 o'clock in the morning, Wednesday. For those of you who are in Australia, let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section below. And I will see you for tomorrow's Conspiracy No Poll review. Links to the Conspiracy No Poll subreddit also in the info box below. And like I said, leave those comments. Let's see what you think about all of this. Ciao, ciao.
It wasn't a tent. It was this magnificent thing.